first podcast. I'm Shreya Goyal, the president of CSC, and with me I have Sithranjan, who is a freshman at UTD. Sithranjan, will you go ahead and introduce yourself to our viewers?
Of course. Hi, I'm Sithranjan Suresh. I'm a CS major with a passion for cybersecurity. I love solving complex problems, breaking into systems legally, and helping others do the same. And when I'm not doing that, I'm busy editing videos or playing football.
Wow, awesome. So you have multiple hobbies. That sounds great. To start off, I wanted to ask a few fun questions to kind of get the audience more engaged. So I wanted to ask you, who's a fictional character you relate to and why?
A fictional character that I could relate to. I would say, I just rewatched Iron Man, so I would say Tony Stark. He's confident, he's bold, and he's always like 10 steps ahead. And he genuinely cares about making an impact. And I think that resonates a lot with me. I also love building things, whether it's like cybersecurity tools or apps or even like a tutoring company. I want to solve problems with tech and have fun doing that, just like him. I
Oh,
might not have a billion-dollar company yet, but the mindset, that's where I connect with them.
that sounds great. I'm sure you'll get there one day and you'll have a house even larger than his.
Hopefully.
Um, so my first question is, what first got you interested in cybersecurity?
All right, long story. My journey started pretty unexpectedly. My friend Otis invited me to join his Cyber Patriot team as the Windows guy. Now, Cyber Patriot is this like amazing national competition that's run by the Air Force Association, where you secure virtual machines from cyber threats. And that was the first time I ever got my hands dirty with locking a Windows system, setting up firewalls, and managing users, patching vulnerabilities. And I loved it. Our team made it to state round that year, and the next year we went to semifinals. And that's really what got me into cybersecurity.
Oh, that's impressive. Amazing job. So how did you get started in cybersecurity? Were there any experiences or resources that really helped you?
I would say watching tutorials and like really implementing them. And like I said, the competition really helped me out to understand the basics. But other than that, building projects, watching tutorials, that's really what got me into cybersecurity.
Oh, great. So I want to talk about more about the projects that you mentioned. Have you worked on any projects recently that you're willing to share about?
Yeah, I've worked on several projects, whether that's like building my own lab or a fishing simulator. But the project that I'm most excited about, which I think will be the most influential, is the one that I'm building right now. It's a phone open source intelligence tool. And the idea is to ethically grab publicly available information based on just a phone number and show users how exposed their digital footprint really is. It's meant to raise awareness and show users about privacy, social engineering, and how easily attackers can get information, even without hacking anything. And it's
Oh,
still in development, but I think it could make a really big impact.
yeah, I think that's amazing, especially in today's digital age. People are getting, more introduced into technology. I
Yeah,
think even little kids are more into technology these days. So really being able to teach them the right way to access websites and to share their information online is really important.
exactly.
What is something that you've learned recently, whether it's like in school or out of school, that completely blew your mind?
Completely blew my mind. I've been reading this book. It's called Deep Work by Cal Newport. And one of the biggest takeaways that really stuck with me was that the idea that focused, uninterrupted work is becoming a rare superpower. We live in a world full of distractions, but the people who can train themselves to focus deeply for long periods are the ones who can stand out and produce extraordinary results. And that really shifted my mindset. It made me realize that hard work isn't about putting in more hours, it's about how you work. And it's really been a game changer for my productivity and learning. And that's something I learned recently.
Oh, that's awesome words of advice. I love it so much. I wanted to ask, so in your entire journey of working with cybersecurity, Did you ever feel like imposter syndrome or burnout? And if so, how did you manage those feelings?
Imposter syndrome or burnout? Yes, I've experienced both. So with imposter syndrome, it's like it's easy to feel like you don't belong or like you're not good enough to be in the room. But what I do is I remind myself that if I've earned the opportunity, it's because I deserve to be there. As for burnout, I've learned that rest is not a weakness, but it's a requirement. I make sure to schedule breaks and take care of my mental and physical health now. That's how I deal
Yeah,
with both.
yeah, that's amazing. I think it's incredible that you're able to really take care of yourself mentally and physically while still being able to, achieve great things in cybersecurity because it is, definitely like a more difficult field and it's something that people struggle with for sure.
Absolutely.
So I understand that you have a organization called Cyber Patriot. Could you talk more about that and like your involvement in that?
All right, so Cyber Patriot is this competition by the Air Force Association, and me and my friends we created like this club. It's just the six of us where we compete in Cyber Patriot every year. So that's
Oh,
what we do in the club.
so have you like learned anything important or like some key lessons that you want to take away from Cyber Patriot?
Cyber Patriot honestly taught me so much about leadership and staying calm under pressure, learning from failure. Speaking of learning from failure, I have to mention the story because the world needs to know, and it's a good example. At my last Cyber Patriot competition, I accidentally locked both myself and my teammate out of our virtual machines and no way to recover.
No, that sounds horrible.
I know, and like that, the entire run was over. That really cost us the competition. It was tough to accept, especially because it was my final season. But that really taught me something huge. Like leadership isn't just about being flawless, it's about taking full responsibility, even when the mistake is yours. I could have made
Mm.
excuses, but I owned it, apologized, and reflected on what went wrong. And honestly, I think that's real leadership. A good
I
leader
think
doesn't just lead when things go perfectly. A good leader stays cool when things break, takes the blame when needed, and keeps the team moving forward.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. I think like it's really important to understand that, failure is a part of life and that it will happen to you at some point, whether no matter how smart or how talented you are. I think to
Sure.
be able to really adapt to the situation is kind of what can really help you succeed in the future, for sure.
Absolutely.
So my question is, what advice would you give to a student who feels behind or is unsure about what they want to pursue?
If you feel behind, just know that you're not actually behind. Look, it's crazy to think about, but everyone moves at their own pace. Some people discover their passion at 14, others at 24, others at 34, and so on. What matters is you keep exploring. You don't like stop exploring. Try out different subjects, join clubs, take internships, build side projects even if you're unsure of what you want to do yet. That's the only way to figure out what excites you is actually doing stuff. You don't need to have it all figured out right now. If you start moving, clarity will eventually come. And that's the biggest piece of advice I could give to a student.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. So for students who want to get like, let's say into cybersecurity,
Mhm.
what would you suggest is the way for them to kind of get started in that or kind of get more experience?
Absolutely. So for cybersecurity, I would say start by building a solid foundation in computer science. What I did was take Harvard's CS50 course. It's a free, incredible course. And once you've got that down, learn a programming language like Python, and then dive into networking. And then after that, you can start taking beginner-friendly cybersecurity courses, which the one that I took was from IBM, but I'm sure Cisco also offers one. And if your school offers anything related to computer science or cybersecurity, you should probably take it. Competitions like Cyber Patriot are a great way to get hands-on experience, but most importantly, build your own projects. And that's up to you, but doing something real and making an impact is what actually helped the skill stack.
And I'm sure like a lot of people have been wondering, but why cybersecurity over like computer science or like software engineering?
So cybersecurity, so I took this course cybersecurity in my senior year of high school. And the first thing that my teacher says was that in 10 years, cybersecurity, the field is going to grow by 38%. And so there are always going to be jobs available for cybersecurity because there are always going to be cyber threats around. So if you want job security, good pay, and if you're interested in like problem solving, cybersecurity is for you.
Yeah, that sounds great. I know like I'm a CS major in college, so I know that I'm gonna struggle finding jobs, but
Mhm.
I think that everyone who has cybersecurity will probably be fine. So that sounds great. It's a great way
Right.
that you have, some job security in your future.
Yep.
Um, so I learned more about your organization's Virtual Minds. Could you tell us more about that and like what inspired you to start it?
All right. So, Virtual Minds is a tutoring company that I founded to connect students and tutors who genuinely care about each other's successes. So what we did was we built a team of 6 tutors, and now we cover over 20 subjects. So far, we helped over 30 people improve their academic performance. And most importantly, we created a way for tutors, many of whom are students themselves, to earn income while making a difference. And to be clear, it is a nonprofit. I never made a cent from it. My goal was purely impact. And right now, we are developing an AI-powered SAT guide to make test prep even more accessible and affordable.
Oh, that sounds amazing. That's really impressive. And it's so nice that you're not getting a profit from it, but you just want to help other people.
Absolutely, yeah.
And if people wanted to join, how could they join Virtual Minds?
We do have an Instagram page that's open to DM. So like if you want, you could DM that page or yeah, I think that's the only way to join.
Okay, Instagram. Sounds great. I will link that in the podcast if y'all are interested. So looking ahead, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Do you kind of see yourself still working on this Virtual Minds company, or do you kind of want to make a different impact?
In 5 years, I do want to combine both cybersecurity and what I'm good at. And I want to be working at a cybersecurity first company, but like I want to be creating a positive impact by making it more accessible and understandable for people. So like somewhere like CrowdStrike or Cisco, somewhere that values
Yeah.
defense and innovation.
Oh, that's great. So I have another fun question for you. Let's say you're on a deserted island in the middle of nowhere, and you only have one app on your phone. What would it be?
One app on my phone. I mean, I want to say Uber Eats, but I don't think that'll work out.
Yeah, I might not be able to reach that far to the island.
Yeah. But realistically, I would probably go for like a survival app. There should be something called a survival app, right?
Yeah, or we
Yeah,
can make
something that
one,
like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that would be great, honestly, if someone was
right,
stuck on an island and they had a survival app to tell them how
right.
to survive.
It teaches you how to
Yeah,
start a fire or like purify water, build a shelter.
yeah. Be safe.
Hmm.
You never know what's gonna be on the island. But yeah,
Right.
that sounds like a great idea to make a survival app. I think it would benefit me a lot specifically because I don't know how to start a fire for sure. So what is one issue in the world or like your community that you wish more teams cared about?
More teams talked about mental health, without a doubt. I've been saying this since junior year of high school. I feel like mental health is the root issue behind so many things, so many challenges that teens face. Burnout, low self-esteem, social anxiety, lack of motivation, it all comes down to having bad mental health. When you actually start on working on your mental health, like I did, whether it's through journaling, mindfulness, or just taking breaks, you realize how much it improves everything. You work better, you sleep better, you just become a better and happier person. I just wish more teens prioritized that as something to fix and actively build right now instead of something for the future.
Yeah. I think mental health is extremely important. I think it's something that everyone struggles with, whether you're a teenager or you're an adult. And I think for most people that it's kind of hard to figure out the best way to kind of put your mind at ease and to kind of balance daily life, social life, school life, academics. I think it's definitely a struggle. I wanted to
Exactly.
ask you, like, what's the best thing that worked out for you to balance your mental health?
Best thing that worked out for me was probably either meditation or journaling. Journaling just helped me put all my thoughts into paper and just ease my mind. And meditation just let me sit in silence without a worry in the world. And that really helped me improve my mental health over
Yeah.
a period of time.
Yeah. And you're starting college soon, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So are you mentally prepared to take on college? Do you understand that it'll be a lot different than high school? Or are you like excited about any aspect of it?
I think I'm prepared. I've got a great support system in my friends who are also going to the same college. We were taking classes together, and I think I'll be fine. I'm prepared. I'm ready.
That's great. Yeah. I think it's incredibly important to really be able to understand the next step in your life because, high school to college is a huge gap
Hmm.
and it is like a huge adjustment. I've heard people say that college can be easier than high school, and I've heard the opposite as well. So it kind of depends, I guess, on how you really go through the experience and how you really letting yourself, be in the moment and kind of balance everything. Because college, you can focus more on what you really like to do, but you have to make sure that you're taking care of yourself physically and mentally because you are away from your family and they don't really have that way of kind of being able to look after you as they did in high school. So I think being able to really look after yourself is incredibly important.
Yep, it's all about balance.
And I had one final question about cybersecurity in general.
Mm.
So, what is one thing that you wish that more people understood about cybersecurity?
What is one thing I wish more people understood about cybersecurity?
Yes.
Cybersecurity is hard, but it's worth it. A lot of people they expect instant results, but cybersecurity it takes time, effort, and a lot of trial and error. But when it clicks, it's one of the most satisfying, impactful things you can do.
Oh, that's great. It's really, really wonderfully spoken. I thank you so much for joining us here today and kind of informing our viewers about cybersecurity and kind of how you went through the whole process and kind of what you got out of it. Um, I think this is the end of our session. Is there anything else you'd like to add on before we end the podcast?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me over. I wish the best of luck for this podcast. And if you need me in the future episodes, just let me know.
Okay. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you.